Hello everyone, this is the Ubuntu Global Jam planning call. If you're watching this through ubuntuonair.com, there's the chat widget below the video feed where you can just enter your favorite nickname and then join the conversation. And you can also ping us on ISE, let us know if you want to join the Hangout yourself. Okay, a little bit of background on what the Ubuntu Global Jam is. We've been doing this for, I don't know, 6, 7 years now, ages. And it's an event where for an entire weekend, local teams around the world get together and just make Ubuntu better. Whatever they enjoy doing, if it's translations, documentation, testing, bug fixes, packaging, writing apps, or just generally coming together, having an install fest, having a good time, and working on Ubuntu in some sense. That's what we do. And the next event is going to be from the 12th to the 14th of September, so just about a month. And this is why we're here. We want to plan this, and also if you have questions or ideas how you could run a local event, this is a good time to get involved. Let me just ping everyone on ISC real quick and let them know that we started.
Daniel, do we have an online document that we can collaboratively edit to
Not
go along
yet, but it's a good idea. We should do that. Perhaps.
So is somebody creating the document now?
Like everyone thinks someone else.
Did we lose Daniel?
No, sorry, I just muted myself because I was typing on ISC.
Oh, okay, because your video stopped also.
Okay. No,
that works for everybody.
So did anyone set up the doc, or shall I do it?
I pasted a pad, Daniel.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching the video afterwards, I'm going to add this to the Google Plus event, so you can find the link there.
So what's the goal of this call? Is it to work out what things we need to put on the list to do at a global jam that's over and above, or to replace what's on the wiki page?
I think both things that we can do at the jam itself, and also a roadmap getting to there of how we want to help people organize it, help promote it, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Is there anything lacking on the wiki page that's, I can't actually, the wiki page is not loading for me, but I recall it had very general, hand wavy, you could translate, you could, triage bugs, you could develop stuff, you could, are there things that are not covered by those broad categories? I certainly think phone-related stuff, some phone-related stuff won't be covered by that.
Yeah, there might be some things that aren't covered by the broad categories, but we should also try and narrow some of this down to give people more specific things that they can work on.
Exactly.
Just because that helps. If they don't know what to do, it's easier to pick something specific to work on from a list than to try and come up with something specific to work on from a broad category.
Absolutely. Yeah, for example, we could add for the translations bits, we could ask people to translate some of the core apps or some of the phone-related bits, and maybe reach out to the phone mailing list in general and ask them for things that need testing. I mean, I could imagine that a lot of teams would be excited to have a look at the emulator and see what the latest is with Ubuntu for phones, and then just have a go testing it.
I've added a section in the Etherpad for work items because we're going to pick up things to do from this. And the first thing I've noticed is that translation page doesn't mention the phone at all. So yeah, we need to update that. And it also mentions things like using Gobby for collaborative editing. So we probably want to update that and point that at Etherpad.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there actually that's pretty old and needs to get cleaned up.
Okay. I've added that as something to do. The development section
is very old.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got some Ubuntu Touch stuff in there.
Yeah, I think we could be more specific about the development stuff for Touch. We could, although it does point to the contribute page, which then, that's not really.
We can clean up that section.
I mean, if that section on the Ubuntu Global Jam page is called development, and we send someone to the contribute page.
Yeah, so I'll take a work item to update that section.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have its own subpage either. It's just kind of stuck there, isn't it?
Yeah, we could probably move all of that to jam/development, and
Right.
Keep that as a separate development page that fires off to all different areas where development can be done. Absolutely, I like that.
Right.
Design blank.
I suppose probably we could add. We should shorten this front page too. It's kind of this long list.
Right. I mean, it could be a list that just points to mostly the subpages.
Yeah, which it does at the top, but then it also relists them. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's good on this page to have a one-page summary, like a high-level,
Yep.
2 or 3 lines about each thing, and then for more detail, you click through to the subpages. I think that would be worthwhile. Like the testing section is quite good because it says check out this page, and then there's like 4 little bullet points that tell you, what that basically means for people who don't know what testing means, right?
So do we want to split this up and each of us take a section and a subpage to work on?
Yeah, works for me.
Yeah, that's good. I'm happy to take the translations one because I know David's off on vacation, so I'll take what naturally would probably be his, if you like.
Works for me.
Yeah, I'm happy to look after packaging and the app dev schools as well. That's the most recent edition, and until then we should have all the materials ready.
I'll take the development stuff and add scopes in there too. So Daniel, do you want to keep the development section specific to like apps and scopes and not distro, and leave the distro development to the packaging section?
Sure.
Okay. And once again, anyone who's watching this video live currently on ubuntuonair.com, if you want to join the Hangout and join this conversation live instead of just watching, actually, can we go ahead and post the link in the IRC channel?
Yeah, I changed the IRC channel on Ubuntu on Air to the local channel because I thought that was more appropriate. But
Is that where it is? Is that why I'm not seeing any conversation in the Ubuntu on Air channel? All right. So I've posted in #Ubuntu-loco teams the link to join the Hangout. You can have, I think, up to 10 people on here at once, or maybe 15. Probably 10 since we're using Ubuntu on Air, aren't we? Yeah, I see we've got a dozen viewers currently. So any of you who want to join, just click on that link and come on. Conversation goes much faster that way. And if you don't want to be on video, you can just turn your camera off or not have a camera and just be on audio. That's fine too. All right, so do we have work items?
a few.
All right.
We have
Shall
all the
we-
sections covered by someone.
I'm going to go ahead and give
I'm
the
going to
name.
assume Balloon is going to look at. Yes, there we go. He types it as I say it. This mind to Balloon's fingers interface.
Yeah, except for that was me typing.
Oh,
That's right.
took a wrong turn when it came across that.
Your aim was a bit off.
I don't think we have anyone covering documentation.
I guess somebody could just ping the docs team.
Yeah?
All right, I do it.
Are you taking a work item to do that section or to talk to the docs team?
The letter.
Right, okay, cool.
I mean,
It looks pretty good, so probably isn't anything you have to do other than give it a quick read over. And
we could reach out to people like engineering teams, the flavors, just in general, to see if they have any documentation, testing, or whatever else needs.
So in each of these sections, or each of these subpages, why don't we have a section of specific things that people would like done? And then we can have, for example, the development teams or the flavor teams add specific work items to these subpages that they want people to work on. All right, let's write this down somewhere. All right. So what do we want to do to reach out specifically to loco teams? I know in the past we each emailed specific teams to try and get events added to the loco team portal. Do we want to try and do that again? Was that really effective or not so much?
I still feel it's necessary because for I guess for a lot of teams the context changed. Maybe in the meantime, and some of them are not signed up to the mailing list. I think it's worth doing, and just looking back, it didn't take too much time mailing them.
Yeah.
Maybe we need Poppy's brain to email interface.
It'll all come to me again.
Sorry, my brain blue screened.
And Florida's already got a Global Jam registered, so
Excellent.
we're done.
There you go.
Yeah, I think we could just divide it up and
All right.
take a continent or something.
Alright, and then for each of our sections, we'll reach out to whatever other teams that we think can add specific actions.
Okay. So, are we happy with the activities that are listed? Is there any more we want to add?
Which activities?
I mean the Global Jam page. I mean, so we're gonna contact folks, and obviously we're gonna point them at this page. So, is there anything else we feel needs to be here?
Well, we need to work on those subpages. And I need to create the development subpage. We need to
Right.
go through it and make sure that the documentation and testing and all subpages are up to date. But I think we can start pointing them here already. There's enough material there for them to get started. And really, the contacting is just to get them started thinking about a day and a time and a venue.
So, this header looks interesting. It might need some fixing. It's a little confusing.
Which one?
Oh yeah, okay, I see. It kind of gets lost. I was looking at the top where it has running an event. It's really only, it's not very well highlighted. I didn't see that for the longest time. It's just in the top bar, and it's only on the one page. On the other pages, they only have the lower bar.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if you look at the page info, I'm sure we'll see why that is. Maybe 2 headers or something.
Maybe we can clean up that header bar.
But right, we should probably both clean up the header bar and make this page /jams page should probably be more prominent. Because it talks about actually organizing a venue, how to promote and run the jam, and all that stuff. Which is kind of one of the larger pieces of doing the whole thing. So.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Rick Ved from, I don't know his real name, on IRC just said he would be interested in, or they would be interested in running an app dev school. So that's brilliant.
Awesome. Are we gonna? What kind of material are we gonna have for that by then, Daniel?
The one I'm working on right now. Like I asked David to have another look over it before he goes on holidays. So I think it's just going to be like the workshop material is mostly done now. It's mostly things like an introduction, how to set up the SDK, that kind of stuff. General structure of QML. That's still what I need to do. But I think I'm going to have a call for beta testing or public view for reviewing next week. So I think we should be good.
Awesome.
Yeah, it all took a bit longer than expected.
Yeah, well, things come up.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm also going to plan an adaptive school in Berlin.
Cool.
So earlier we said we would probably be pinging the different local teams. Shall we divide them up?
Sure. Do we want to go by continent again?
Works for me.
All right. Nick, do you want North America and I'll take South?
That sounds fun. I was just biting my tongue about taking Antarctica.
Yes, but then you'd have a very low success rate.
That's right.
All right, I can do Asia and Africa.
Does Asia include Oceania?
I'll leave that to Kobe.
Okay.
Is there anything else we want to do to help people with the planning stage of things? Like how to pick a venue, how to organize it and promote it?
Mike, do you want to go through that page? I can add that as a work item for you.
Go through which page?
The jams page. Talking about the venue and how to run the event. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. And let me just briefly go through this. You want to go through it right now? Or do we want to schedule a like a workshop hangout in I don't know, a few weeks' time? Once people know if they're interested in this or not, we can do a hangout guiding through the process. I really wish more people were on here with us to tell us what they wanted from us.
Sure. I think you should certainly update the page if it needs updating. It looks pretty good. It's not.
It looks fairly generic, so I'm not sure how much updating it would need.
Right. So whatever resources you want to provide that go beyond, obviously, what a wiki page can provide. Certainly.
I mean, what we could do, I think what we did last time was to have one hangout a bit earlier in the day to catch all the Europeans and folks in Asia, and then one later in the day for the Americans. Maybe we should pick a time and date, and then reach out to all the local teams. and just, I don't know, I think going through what you need to plan such an event for half an hour should probably be enough answer questions.
That would work.
Sounds fun.
So, shall we try to mail all the teams until mid next week, and then have the Global Jam how to hang out a bit later?
Later being later that week
Or
or the next.
Yep. Yeah, maybe the next week.
So that would be the 25th through the 29th sometime.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
How about the 27th then? We can give it one last plug right during the community team Q&A.
Yep, good thinking.
Okay.
Alan, shall we do one bit earlier in the day on the 27th then?
Is that when we're next due to do? What? Hang on the 27th. That'll be the day after our community hangout.
Yeah, that's what Mike just suggested. So we would have one last time to plug the call.
Oh, I see. So have the call on the 27th and plug it on the 26th.
Yep.
Right. I see what you're saying now. Yes.
Maybe, I don't know, 10 UTC.
Yeah. Would anyone be awake then?
I think it would be a good time for Europeans and people in Asia.
And then we'll do another one later in the day for the American time zones.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I wonder what time. What time do you think, Mike? We could do one at like 1500, or is that not late enough?
We can do either early in our day, which might be too early for the Pacific Coast, or we can do it late in our day, like after work hours maybe.
Okay, maybe we try it for late.
Maybe like 6 o'clock our time, you think?
Oh, I'm thinking like 1900 to 2100 UTC, somewhere in there.
Let's see, that is
That's late enough.
3 o'clock our time?
Something like that, yeah.
And that would work for me.
Could go
I'm just
later.
not sure people would be at work. Although I guess at 6 o'clock only our time zone would be off work.
It's true, if that's what you're aiming for.
Let's go with 1500, and then when we put out the call to the teams, you and I will just ask when would be good for them.
Sure.
And if people come back saying that they want it after work hours, then we can arrange that.
1500 UTC or 1500 your time?
I guess it would be 1500 our time.
Okay, because 15.
So
that's our
1900
team.
UTC, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm getting my
No, no worries. I was just.
my UTC and my 24-hour times mixed up.
All right. Noted it down.
All right. Cool.
So when we
30
reach out to
minutes on
these
the
local
news.
teams, we should ask them for feedback on what they need to know, what they want to know, and then we can cover that in our workshops.
Okay, is there anything else? Might we be good?
Do you think we should reach out to a couple more teams, like the flavored teams and I don't know, other engineering teams, to see what they want to do, or maybe some of them would want to arrange a Global Jam event locally as well?
I do think specifically contacting flavors would be good, because they may have very specific things. Maybe they're transitioning from, toolkit A to toolkit B, or product A to product B, whatever it might be, and they need additional testing, or something. I don't know, but it would make sense to me to contact the flavors so that we could add that to the Global Jam pages and say, here's some flavor-specific tasks, and then people can see, oh look, Ubuntu, I use that. How can I help Ubuntu?
Right, that's already on the document there, line 9, to reach out to them and say, okay, we've got these sections for specific activity under development and translations and testing. If there's something people can do specifically for your flavor, please add it to this list, along with links to instructions on how to actually do it.
And then, as Daniel said, what about internal teams, like engineering teams? Like anything specific that the desktop team might want, we could contact Will. If there's anything specifically that the system apps guys need for the phone, speak to Bill.
Yeah, we can do that.
That kind of thing.
Shall we make a list of the different teams and then just
Let's find them out.
drop them in mail?
Yes. I already have a list of those teams, which could be useful to copy and paste in, if you bear with me just one sec.
Go, go, go.
Or do I? Yes. Right, let me just sanitize this list and. Right. So, how about that list? There we go.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, I was waiting for Popey to put that one in. It's mate.
So shall we all pick like 3 or 4 of them?
I don't think docs and translations should be in that list, should they? Or are they? Aren't they specifically called out in the work items?
Yeah, I'll just take an action to also ping the translations team to see if they have any updates.
Sure.
Beat you to it, Alan.
Oh, you're putting your own name. I was putting contact names there. Okay, never mind.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is
Okay.
community support? Is that us?
Ask Ubuntu, IRC, that thing
Okay.
that people do in our community to support our users.
So that's a header then.
Well, it's a category like any other. Like it's a, it covers. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
There is no one specific team there, is what I'm saying.
No, there is no.
Okay.
Well, there is, but they don't identify as such. I'm sure. Who's doing Studio and Gnome? I'm going to put Nick's name next to it before he says no. There we go.
Yep, that's fine.
Sweet.
Alan, I'm going to assume you're going to reach out to the core apps.
Yep.
Who wants to nav design?
Yeah, I'll speak to design.
And Daniel, you are already going to talk to the docs team, right?
Yep.
If not, I can. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to ping the local council again. A lot of them are busy with Ubuntu Con LA right now, and so it might be hard to get them all online at the same time. But I'll just ping them and see if they have any more suggestions, things we should be doing. I guess we're going to need a lot of help promoting the event anyway, so maybe I'm also going to blog about how I went about organizing an app dev school or something, just to show that it's not something that's super complicated or anything.
Awesome.
All right, so is there anything else that we want to add to our list? Or do we have enough people to contact now for us to stay busy for a bit?
Yeah, I think we do. My only question is, how are we going to collate this? If we fire off mails to these 20 or so teams and say, hey, we've got this event coming up. Here's a great opportunity for you to collaborate with community people over a short period of time on things that are important to everyone. What do we do with what they? Are we going to direct them to the wiki and say, add things to this page, or are we going to collate it and then distill it and then we're going to put it in, or something else, or what?
I was going to just point them to the pages and ask them to put it in.
Yep. I assume the assumption is that we should do our updates, our planned updates to the wiki section, and then ping all of them, which means we should update it, like right now, so that way we can get the going.
I think I agree with you, but I think we need to have empty sections headers for each of those teams, so they know, and we know when they've added theirs. We can see the blank bits and we know who to chase up. If they don't.
Well, I mean,
Do you want to track it with empty sections on the wiki, or do you want to just set up a spreadsheet so that we can see which teams have actually gone and added something?
I don't know, if we just had a flavors page, or a team.
Well, we wouldn't have a flavors page. We would have flavors activity on the packaging page, and flavors activity on the translations page, flavors activity on the testings page.
Maybe we just need a header that says, flavors, and then expect them to put it underneath where it says flavors on each of those pages, and engineering teams and something to go underneath engineering. I just want to have it so it's not too much of a free-for-all, and then we have to end up cleaning it up afterwards. And given that these people are all exceptionally busy in all the flavors and all the engineering teams, I want to make it as easy and seamless as possible for them to add stuff to this.
So what do you think would be the easiest way for them to add things?
So yeah, to the wiki, I wouldn't want to create another spreadsheet or some other document to track this. The wiki's good enough. Everyone has edit rights on the wiki. Just have a section on each page that says, flavor-specific activities and engineering team-specific activities. If we don't want to have a separate one for GNOME, Kubuntu, Lubuntu, just want to have a subheading that says flavor-specific, and if they add something in there, great. If they don't, okay.
That would work.
Cool. So
Do
each
we want to standardize on what list of subsections we want to have?
Well,
Should we leave that up to
the
pages? Two?
Yeah, flavor-specific stuff and team-specific stuff. Because all of the ones that aren't flavors fall into the definition of a team, don't they?
Well, team's very broad.
Yeah.
What do you mean by team? Do you mean the list of engineering teams we have listed here?
Yeah, those ones that are in purple in the Etherpad. So, under flavor-specific stuff, we'd have, a couple of entries for Ubuntu on one page and a couple of entries for Kubuntu on another page or something. And under team-specific stuff, we might have a couple of entries for kernel and desktop on one, and a couple of entries for security and design on another. But just having those broad headings means they know where to put them.
Right.
That's all.
There is an awful lot of overlap, though. I mean, each of the flavors has a documentation team, for example. We can start off with that and expand it if we need to.
Right. We can rearrange it. If it gets messy, I don't think it's a problem we will need to solve, to be honest. I don't think we're going to get like 10 lines from every single one of those teams.
So, are you happy? You okay with putting on the wiki, having sections? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so I think the only coordination that we need to do is, I would say we should do the wiki updates that we've talked about before we ping everyone, so that way they're looking at what we consider done, if you will. So I guess internally we should just coordinate and make sure. I have a few things to do. Who else?
I do.
So just me and you, Mike? Oh, and Popey.
And Daniel was going to reach out to the docs team about the docs subpage.
Yeah,
Right.
translations team as well.
Right.
So yeah, we all
But
have
we're-
stuff to do on the wiki.
Well, but
Okay.
the reaching out to the teams I consider secondary. Popey was going to update it and doing the Gobi change. That's like more housekeeping stuff. I just want to talk about the housekeeping task. I think we should just do right away. Any contact to update the page is different. I just want to make sure that all the housekeeping stuff is done before we ping anybody.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So
So
do
I
we want
think
to work on the cleanup today and tomorrow and start contacting on Monday?
Sounds like a good plan. So yeah, if you have a housekeeping activity to do, have it done by Monday. And then everyone should feel free to ping.
Alan, Daniel, does that work for you guys?
Yep.
Oh, my connection's lagging badly. You broke up there.
Yeah, Google's being wonky. So Nick was saying that we'll work today and tomorrow on getting the wiki updated and then start contacting these teams on Monday.
That sounds like a winner to me.
Brilliant. Yeah, don't think there's more questions from IRC, but people can still follow up on the mailing list or in the next Hangouts we're going to have. Anything else from you?
Nope.
We good?
All right then. Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. You'll find links to the documentation, everything on the video. So see you on the 27th, I think.
All right. And if you have any questions for us between now and then, you can always find us on IRC.
Brilliant. All right. See you. Bye.
Bye.